Greetings, Magic community. This is Mike from MTG Scribe, and welcome to the show where I promise to only make a mistake for the first time once. This is Road to an RCQ, Waste Not, Episode 1. So before I even get into the deck, I want to talk a minute about what this show is. I've never played in an RCQ before. I've been playing Magic since 1994, and I've just never played an RCQ before. And I have one coming up in about a month. I actually have two, but the first one's in about a month. And I want to get familiar with the deck that I'm going to play, Waste Not. I kind of think that for an RCQ, as opposed to an actual regional championship, the meta doesn't matter quite as much because you're much more likely to run into off-meta decks or homebrews or older, out-of-fashion decks. So my plan for this series is to take the deck that I'm going to play, Waste Not, and get as familiar with it as I possibly can through Magic Online leagues, Pioneer leagues. If you like this kind of content, please give me a like. If you want to see more of it, please subscribe. But the thing that I mostly would like is if you see me make a mistake that I don't catch on stream, tell me about it in the comments. I want to know what I'm doing wrong. I'm going to make mistakes. I have spent a lot of time thinking about this deck and putting together my version of it and figuring out why I want to do it the way that I want to do it, but I haven't actually played it a ton, so I'm going to miss things, and I would love your help in getting better with this deck. And the more familiar I am, I think the more likely it is I do well when I finally get to that RCQ. Now, let's take a look at the deck itself. So this is the version of the deck that I own in paper. Very specifically, you'll see some mismatched cards in here. I have 3 copies of the titular card in the M15 version, and then 1 in the Wilds of Eldraine Enchanting Tales version. Same with Shieldred. I have an English language copy and a Phyrexian copy. I do actually own 2 English copies of Shieldred, but the other one is foil, and I don't really want to play with a foil card if I don't have to. So, mismatched Shieldreds. So let's talk for a minute about what Waste Not is. This is a deck that is built around the card Waste Not, unsurprisingly. Now, Waste Not is an enchantment, a 2-mana enchantment that sits on the battlefield and wants your opponent to be discarding cards, or for you to make your opponent discard cards. And every time they do, you get value out of it. If they discard a creature, you get a 2/2 black zombie. If they discard a land, you get 2 black mana in your mana pool. And if they discard anything else, then you get to draw a card. So the basic idea behind the Waste Not deck is to rip resources out of your opponent's hand, get into a longer, more drawn-out game where you've taken away all of their resources while continuing to have your own through Waste Not and a few other options. The stock version of this deck is a little different from mine, and the problem I see with the stock version of the deck is it wants to play a longer game, like I said, but a lot of the time, things like Thoughtseize or Duress end up being dead draws in the late game. You can still get some value off of Waste Not through Gaia Reach Sanitarium, which forces your opponent to draw and then immediately discard a card without having a chance to do anything with the card that they drew. So that is helpful, and you do have the Hive of the Eye Tyrants in here to serve as creature lands, so even if you don't have any creatures on the battlefield, you can still attack. And then there are the Fatal Pushes and the Bitter Triumphs to remove as many things from the board as possible, as well as 3 Liliana the Veils. So, again, this deck wants to go long, but a lot of its low drops and a lot of the discard spells in this deck don't do a whole ton if your opponent doesn't have cards in hand, which is a little bit of a problem. Sometimes this deck gets into a top deck war where it can't win unless it draws something like Hive of the Eye Tyrant. If those are removed, you're going to have a hard time. So my version of the deck involves what I call the crime package. I added these Karavik the Punishers. There's 3 of them in the deck. These are good because even if you draw a Duress or a Thoughtseize on an empty-handed opponent, you'll still have a chance to cast something from your graveyard at instant speed. So, and that is any black spell. So it is entirely possible to, for example, Cling to Dust a card in your opponent's graveyard on their upkeep, spend 4 mana and 2 life, to put a Shieldred into play on your opponent's upkeep, which can be pretty hard to deal with. I also added 1 copy of Geese the Hellraiser. This sort of replaces the Aclazotz that has been stock in this deck for a while. I kind of like that it, again, gives you a crime trigger and gives you some additional value that is a little synergistic with the deck. It's a good plan B, especially with Tiny Bones joins up. The second you cast Gisa, you get Gisa and 2 zombies immediately, and any other zombies you might have had get buffed and get Menace. And it's a little bit hard to deal with because of the Ward 2 pay 2 life. Not impossible, but again, you can bring it back with Karavik later on, and there's just a little bit more in terms of resources into the late game than the stock version of this deck has. I know a lot of people are playing Hostile Investigator in this deck now, and my issue with that is that it doesn't really fix that problem I was talking about that the stock version of Waste Not has. Hostile Investigator is a great card, and it does help with the card draw, but if your opponent is empty-handed, it doesn't really do a whole lot. So I like Gisa more. It's possible that I should be playing Hostile Investigator in this deck. It's possible that I have the number of various cards in here. You'll notice that I have 2 main deck Cling to Dusts. 1, the gaining life is relevant because Karavik does make you lose life when you use its ability. But additionally, it's an instant speed, very cheap way to trigger crimes in this deck, which this version of the deck does care about. Again, I mentioned that this is the actual version I have in paper. So, for example, Invoke Despair is a card that I actually think might be better if I replaced it with Meathook Massacre. I don't have any copies of Meathook Massacre, so I'm going to have to make do with what I have. The good thing about Invoke Despair, though, it is a crime. So it does trigger Gisa, it does trigger Karavik, and the things that care about crimes. So that is at least an amount of synergy that Meathook wouldn't have. I do think Meathook would probably be better in this deck, but again, I just don't have a copy of it. So this is what we've got. So I'm going to get into a league on Magic Online, and we'll see how we do. All right, here we go. Real quick, because I don't think I said this yet, a big thank you to Daybreak Games. Me being part of their creator program means that I have this all-access account that allows me to have this practice. I don't really care so much about winning. Winning would be nice. Mostly I'm here to learn things. So we won the die roll. Obviously, we're going to play first. Let's see. So consider 2 swamps, Shieldred, Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, Bitter Triumph. It seems pretty good. No Waste Not, but again, this deck is less all-in on the Waste Not plan, so not having a Waste Not early isn't as big of a deal in this version of the deck. We're going to play Swamp, Thoughtseize. What do you got? So we're playing Amalia combo. I think let's eat this Wild Growth Walker. And pass the turn. Temple Gardens, sure. Yep. Self Savior is fine. Another Bitter Triumph. I think I'm gonna get this Sunken Citadel down on black, and then just pass the turn. I don't see any reason to kill the 1/1 now. There are better targets, especially with Amalia combo. Now, I mentioned earlier that I don't think knowing the meta is incredibly important at this point. I do know it a little bit, but I haven't played a ton of Pioneer, so having said that, Amalia combo is pretty obviously Amalia combo when you see it. Go to 17, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. Overgrown Tomb, sure. Fauna Shaman. Discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle. I'm gonna kill that, I think. It's fine if they sack the Self Savior. I don't mind. Field of Ruin. I think I'm just going to play this Swamp and Bitter Triumph now, paying 3 life. I don't really want to discard anything. Keep Amalia off the board for as long as possible. Oh, they shotgun another land. Extraction Specialist. Okay. I assume they're going to get the Wild Growth Walker. Oh, they might get the Fauna Shaman, I suppose. What do we know about their hand? Temple Garden, they've played. Fauna Shaman, they've played. They had a Coco. Overgrown Tomb, they've played. They have an Innkeeper. They are going to get the Fauna Shaman. Okay. They have an Innkeeper and a Coco in their hand currently. Another Bitter Triumph? That's interesting. So their next turn, they can play the Prosperous Innkeeper and search for Amalia, and then Coco the turn after. I think I'm going to play Shieldred here. They do have 2 unknown cards in hand. But 2 Bitter Triumphs is pretty good. And at least Shieldred applies some pressure to them. Blooming Marsh. Another Extraction Specialist. So that'll get the Wild Growth Walker. Okay. No attack, I'm sure. Guess I can't cast, and wouldn't even if I can. I think I just do nothing. Although I suppose I could kill the Wild Growth Walker now. I suppose I want them to use the mana on Fauna Shaman. I can always kill Wild Growth Walker with Amalia on the stack. Yeah, alright, that's fine. Down to 10. Prosperous Innkeeper. Create a treasure. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. Sure. Okay. No attack. You just say go. Do I want to eat one of their lands with Field of Ruin? I only have 1 source of white currently. They could just get another one. I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it. Another Bitter Triumph. Okay. Just gonna pass the turn. I have 2 cards in hand. One of them is Coco. I don't know what the other one is. But I guess I'm happy to just sit here for now. Do they sack Fauna Shaman now? I guess that's the question. Looks like yes. Oh, 2. Oh, they're convoking. Okay. So it's a Court of Calling. 3 mana. If you labor for a creature card, mana value X or less, which is 3 or less. Is it Amalia 2? Unless they're getting another extraction specialist to get their selfless savior back. I think I'm just gonna let this happen. Yeah, it is another extraction specialist. Okay. So I think I'm gonna kill their wild growth walker now. A 3 life. Oh, actually, no. Hold on. I don't want to do that. That's fine. Gain a life. Back down to 10. I think that was better because I think I'd rather have the Selfless Savior in the graveyard. We're attacking to gain the life. That makes sense. Block. Take 6. Go up to 19. Amalia. They don't currently have a way to explore, and I know their last card. I still think I killed this Wild Growth Walker. Oh, maybe I should have waited till after the cocoed. Deep Cavern Bat and Lunar Veteran. Okay. So they take my last Bitter Triumph. Yep. Amalia Explorers. I don't really see how I'm going to win this game at this point. At least post-board, I've got Extinction Event and Night of Dusk Shadow. Do I bring in the Graveyard Trespass? Do I just do a more combat-heavy version of this deck? I think maybe I do. Castle Lochthwain. Alright, they have no cards in hand. How big is Amalia? 5/5. Ugh. I have no real way to... Well, I may have a way to commit crime, but not until after Geese is in the battlefield. Not looking good. I'm at 8. 2. 3, 4, 5. Yes, Gissa. Gissa? Alright, go ahead. Really 2 turns away from having zombies that can block. Ugh. That's not... Oh, they can get another Wild Growth blocker, right? I think that's just game. Yeah, it is. I'm just going to concede. That's fine. Begin sideboarding. Alright, I want this Extinction Event. Oh, actually. I want these Path of Perils. I want these Knights of Dusk Shadow. I kind of want the Graveyard Trespassers too. What do I dump? Get rid of a Liliana. And a Karavek. Goldblinks are obviously really good. Bitter Triumphs are really good. Duress is good because I can get rid of Coco or Court of Calling. Fatal Push is good. Thoughtseize is good. I actually think I might just get rid of these Waste Nuts for this match. Alright, let's go. I would like to go first. Yes, thank you for asking. 2 land. Can't do anything on turn 1. I could Tiny Bones joins up on turn 2. Or Thoughtseize. I think I mulligan this. I'm definitely going to keep. I think it's Takanuma. I Hive on 1. And Thoughtseize. And then Duress on 2. And then hope that I draw well. Alright, Hive. Add black. Thoughtseize you. What do you got? Haywire Might is totally fine to get rid of the Waste Nuts anyway. Return to the ranks. Okay. Cocoa. It's definitely... This is a 1/1, right? I don't think I care about this. I think Extraction Specialist and then Cocoa. So we'll see what I draw. Knight of Dusk Shadow is really good. What was their hand again? They played the Razor Verge Thicket. Played the Haywire Might. So I think I just play this Swamp. I don't need to rest them yet. Get Knight of Dusk Shadow out. Prevent land gain. Life gain. Shock and Temple Garden. So they have a 2. Get lost. Ugh. Okay, that's annoying. Yep, take 1. What do we got? Another swamp is not ideal. Castle Lochthwain. I guess I'm just arresting them. Two copies of Cocoa and a return to the ranks. I think I'm just going to take this Cocoa. How close are they to return? Not close. 2, 3. I need 2 more. So they don't have a land currently. Or a creature. Yeah, it's just Cocoa. Ideally, I draw a Graveyard Trespasser here. Or a Go Blank. Ideally, it's a Graveyard Trespasser, I think. Down to 16. Karavik also wouldn't be bad. Shieldred's fine. Play Shieldred. They have 3 of the 4 cards in their hand. The last one is a spell and not a land. That's a turn. Take some damage. Again, I think Graveyard Trespasser is probably my best draw here. I can play Graveyard Trespasser and then use both map tokens. I can eat their Extraction Specialist from the graveyard. Although I suppose, regardless of what I draw, I can activate I can fire up the Hive next turn. And eat their Extraction Specialist anyway, so maybe that's just better regardless of what I draw. Well, I think it's pretty clear that they did not draw a land. They did draw a land. And they shock it in. Okay. Why would they do that? So I do draw the Graveyard Trespasser. The fact that they shocked it in. They have one mystery card in hand. I think they have a way to kill my hive. Maybe it's another Get Lost. So let's do this. I would like to eat your extraction specialist, please. Map token. Where? Here it is. Graveyard Trespasser. Let's pop that out. Yeah, that sounds great. I would love. I would not want to put it in my graveyard. And then, knowing that I'm going to draw that next turn, I'm going to save this map token. I think. I don't really need to make Shieldred bigger. Swing on the Shieldred. Court of Calling for 1. Cenote Scout. So they explore. And their top card is Amalia. Ugh. That's annoying. They can't currently cast Amalia, though. They put Amalia in the graveyard for return to the ranks. Okay. So they can return to the ranks for 2 next turn, regardless of what they draw. We'll get Amalia and the Cenote Scout back. Yep. Oh, right. X is the number of creatures, not. Prosperous Innkeeper is on top. Okay. Okay, so let's dismiss this. I can swing it for 8. 9 if I use my map token. I can swing in for lethal. I have to block with at least a Cenote Scout. That seems like the right thing to do here. Make the Hive a creature. Attack with everything. Let's eat. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Let's eat the Get Lost, I guess. And we'll eat the quarter calling. Double block the hive. I think I'm super happy if they do that, so. Black Shieldred takes 7. Go to 4. Draw, go to 2. Cast Innkeeper. They have 2 ways to gain life. Oh yeah. This flips 2. Cast the Innkeeper, explore. I guess he can't gain life off the Innkeeper. They can return to the ranks to get their Cenote Scout back. I don't think that does anything. Okay. Yep. Play return to the ranks. Get Cenote Scout back. That sucks. They drew into Court of Calling. Yeah, I think that means I lose, right? They just get the combo. That's brutal. I mean, I guess I don't technically lose, but I don't see how I win at this point. Like, Amalia will go off, and it'll kill everything. If I draw a way to kill it, then the game continues. But I know they have Return to the Ranks in hand, so it doesn't actually even matter. If this was a Go Blink, I think I'd be okay. But even if I draw a Go Blink, I have no way to kill Amalia. I can draw a card off of this, but only have 1 mana left over. That doesn't do it. I mean, I could Fatal Push it, but again, they just Return to the Rank next turn. I suppose if I draw a Fatal Push and I kill Amalia, they can't kill me next turn either. It doesn't have to be a Fatal Push. Bitter Triumph works too. If I draw a way to kill Amalia, they can't kill me next turn either. They have to spend the turn, Return to the Ranksing. I have 14 cards left in the library. I drew the Fatal Push. I guess I can Fatal Push and Graveyard Trespasser. And Map Token. Let me see your graveyard for a second. What do you have? Another Amalia, another Amalia, another Amalia. One Wild Growth Walker. Two Wild Growth Walkers. If you only had one Wild Growth Walker, I think it'd be okay. I can only eat one thing. Well, I'm gonna eat that Wild Growth Walker, I suppose. See what my top card is. Field of Ruin. Sure, I'll play the Field of Ruin now. Skyclave Apparition. Exile to one target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with mana value 4 or less. Okay, so that happens. You're gonna eat my Graveyard Trespasser. That's okay. Also, there's nothing I can do about it. Attack with Amalia. Would like to pay the 3 life, yes. What's my best draw here? Is it Go Blank? It's not that. Bitter Triumph. Unfortunately, they just return to the ranks at this point. Tough to see how I win this game. I guess I survive for 12 turns. Which is not ideal, but it is the world we live in. Coco. Yep, nothing I can do about that. All 4 of Amalias are in the graveyard. Okay, so they're going to return to the ranks. Return Amalia, Selfless Savior. I can't see what this is. Oh, Dina. Oh, yeah, alright. So that's just game. Let me think for a second. There's nothing I can do about this, right? I kill the Wild Growth Walker. That doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter. It does matter. Because at least they don't go infinite, or infinite enough for me. Yeah, yield through this turn. It doesn't. There's nothing I can do at this point. Coco's on top of their library. Now I think Path of Peril is my best draw. Thoughtseize is not my best draw. That also doesn't really matter. Alright, I think I'm just dead at this point. Nothing else I can do. Can't draw any more cards. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to Thoughtseize you. Sage you, Blooming Marsh, Razor Ridge Thicket. Land, land, land. Coco's on top of their library. I'm just dead next turn. Alright, I concede. Could I have won that first game? I had that second game if they didn't draw into Court of Calling. Could I have won the first game? I don't think so. If you saw some way for me to win the first game, please let me know in the comments. I'm really curious. I think I did everything right in that game. And if they had just drawn almost literally anything else, I think I win. Maybe literally anything else, I think I win. How many Selfless Saviors do they have in their graveyard? Just the one? Maybe instead of eating the Wild Growth Walker when I did, I should have eaten the Selfless Savior. Then I could have let them get the combo that turn. Oh no, but Dina would have killed me. So it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I could have done that game. If there's anything I could have done the first game, please definitely let me know. I'm really curious. I'll have to go back and watch that one. Alright, well, see you for the next one. Alright, here we are in match number 2. We're 0-1, which again is fine. Winning is less interesting to me at this point than learning things. So on the die roll again, we'll go first. This seems like a pretty good hand. Duress on 1. I don't have a turn 2 play, but go blanks are pretty strong. Getting Karavik down and another Duress later seems good, so we're going to keep this. So we'll start with a Swamp. See what we're playing against. Ooh, Phoenix. That's great for us, honestly. Go blanks look phenomenal in this matchup. Lots of lands in their opening hand. Hollow Storm Giants is a little bit of a problem, but not for a while, so take this Galvanic Iteration. Pass turn. Let's keep an eye on their hand. Sleight of hand, sure. They played Hall of the Storm Giants. Sleight of hand was not in their hand originally, so no worries about that. They have some Picklock Pranksters. They can start doing next turn. Liliana, sure. Alright, let's put this Castle Lochthwain down and just pass. They can't do anything else this time. Lots of 3s in my hand. When is the best time to go blank them is the question. Suppose since I have 2, it's worth it to do early and often, right? Push is good. Play Garbage Sanitarium. Picklock Prankster is pretty good against my go blanks. I wonder if we just play Karavik here. They have no way to deal with it currently. Yep, Adventure Side of Picklock Prankster. Lightning Axe, Shredder, Consider, Steam Vents. I think next turn I have to go blank them. Ledger Shredder, presumably. They did Prankster, they did Ledger Shredder. They're gonna play. Oh, they didn't take Consider. What did they? Oh, they took the Lightning Axe. Right. Sure. Ashiok. Doesn't do anything to me. Fire Impulse. Another go blank? Well, no time like the present. 3 cards in hand. I imagine they get rid of both lands and keep the Picklock Prankster. Oh, did they? Oh, because it was counting both sides of the pathway. I understand. So, yep, that's my turn. They can Picklock Prankster or Free the Fae. Free the Fae. Spell Pierce, Spiral Canal, Sleight of Hand, Spiral Bluff Canal. They opt. They have another Picklock Prankster in hand, I think. What did they take? They have 1 card left in hand. Attack for 3, that's fine. What did they... Oh, they took Spell Pierce and then discarded it with to Ledger Shredder. Got it. Another Liliana. All right, so I think I go blank them again. Would have liked to land there. What did they discard? They discarded Arc, so that's 1 Phoenix gone. Now, unfortunately, this turn they can play both Picklock Pranksters and Ledger Shredder. I would really like to draw a card, or draw a land here, an untapped land specifically. That way I could Fatal Push a Shredder and have Liliana eat one of these pranksters. Take 3, that's fine. Alright, untapped land, please. That is an untapped land. Alright, great. Alright, so I'm going to push the Shredder now in case they have Spell Pierce. Although I think they only play 1 copy. I could be wrong about that. Liliana. Target player sacrifices a creature. They can kill Liliana if they want. I have another one, that's okay. Consider, sure. Another Free the Fae, alright. And then they cast Picklock Prankster. Oh, they don't. Do they Free the Fae a second time? They did. They had. Oh, they just drew another Picklock. Is that all 4 of them? Jeez. And no Phoenixes yet. Liana dies. That's fine. Fatal Push. I guess I just do the same thing again, right? I push their Prankster, cast Liliana. They drew Treasure Cruise. I'm going to draw a bunch of cards. I don't think there's a lot I can do about that right now. I don't want to use this Go Blank when they don't have any Phoenixes in the graveyard. Just to go back, I want to make sure I did only get 1, right? Yeah, yes, it looks like I only got the 1, I think. All right. Do I save the Fatal Push? Oh yeah, why would I cast the Fatal Push? I'm being ridiculous. Just Liliana. Make them sack a creature. I don't really want to make them discard because I don't really want to discard, so. They did have Treasure Cruise, or maybe they drew it. Okay, it is what it is. Hard cast Arclight Phoenix. Okay. They kill Liliana. I can Fatal Push their Phoenix. Attacking Liliana, yep. That happens. Push their Phoenix. Now the question is, do I Go Blank them? They have 2 cards in hand. And I guess what else am I doing, right? Do I play Gaia Reach Sanitarium? They're 1 land away from being able to fire up the Hive, which is not good. Do I think they're playing another copy of Spell Pierce? One Arclight Phoenix. Yeah, I was right earlier. If they're playing a second copy of Spell Pierce, that's really bad for me. I don't really see the value in holding a Gaia Reach in hand. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep this one. 2, 3. They had Consider and Opt, and they chose not to cast them. That makes sense. Am I being too liberal with my go blanks? It's possible. I did get 2 of their Arclight Phoenixes. Fatal Push. Fatal Push one of their 20 cards left. Is it worth it to draw with Castle Lochthwain here? I guess I'm just going to say go. I don't really need to make a decision now. They have 2 halls. Fire up the hall. Ward 3, sure, that's fine. Give the ward. Kill the hall. Take 2. You're a waste not. Sure. Taking 9 next turn. If I draw off this Castle Lochthwain, I take 11. I go to 1. And then I have to draw. I don't know what I do at that point. Two, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I guess I can't quite cast this yet. All right, I'm just gonna hope they didn't draw a land. Hope that this waste not can do something for me. Okay, so I don't think they drew the land. Otherwise, they would have attacked me with Hall. Put me at 3. Down to 10. Ledger Shredder, sure, that's fine. Karavik is interesting. Karavik doesn't help me at the moment, though. Next turn, 1, 2, 3. I presume I'm taking 4. But if I draw into any way, they draw a land, though, I'm just dead. 7, 8, 9, 10. That's just lethal, so I think I have to cast this Karavik to have a blocker for the Hall if they draw a land. My other option is to Gaia Reach Sanitarium then. Presumably this is not a land. The worst thing they could discard is a non-creature, non-land spell. Then I just draw one, and unless it's Fatal Push, I'm just dead. So Karavik gives me an out, in that I can block the Hall for one turn. And if they can attack with the Hall, and I can untap with Karavik, if I draw any crime, I might be able to do something. Yeah, alright. Arclight Phoenix, okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. I take 6, I go to 4. Can't block. Just gotta take it. Shieldred would be a good draw. Bitter Triumph is not... is just bad. I can't pay it. Because I have nothing to discard, so... Thoughtseize. Sure. Discard the Bitter Triumph, I'm just dead. I discard a Treasure Cruise, and I get a Swamp. Doesn't matter. Sure. Let's buy back... this Fatal Push, I guess. Yeah, I'll copy it. I'll kill this Ledger Shredder. And die. Sure, waste that. Okay. Fiery Impulses in their hand. Sure, it's fine. Oh, yeah, discard that. Alright, how do I sideboard versus Phoenix? Are Extinction Events good? I can kill... Pickluck Pranksters and Phoenixes. I think I want these Graveyard Trespassers. Shieldred's obviously good. I don't think Geese is going to do much in this match. Pithing Needle doesn't do anything. Tiny Bones is kind of interesting. Path of Peril kills everything except for Phoenixes, but it's cheaper than Extinction Event. Night of Dusk Shadow, I don't think it's super helpful. I don't think Invoke Despair is the way I want to go. What am I dumping? Is it the Tiny Bones joins up? Probably. Cling to Dust is fine. Duress is fine. Pushes are fine. Thoughtseizes are fine. Bitter Triumphs are fine. I'm one card short. What did I? Oh, I took a Gilsa and both tiny ones joins ups, right? So let's put in. I try to get faster against them. That's a little interesting. I don't really gain life, so that part doesn't do anything, but I'll put in one Path of Peril. I would like to play first, yes. That's not great. Is that mullable? Not really doing anything now. I think I have to mulligan this. That's better. And I will get rid of this Bitter Triumph. So Hive, Duress. I'm going to take this Spell Pierce. So this is just our hand. And one mystery card. Play Steam Vents. Tapped. Okay. Go Blink's good draw. Play Urborg. Dureshi again. Take Treasure Cruise. There you go. Play the island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They should have a mystery card, right? Not crazy? Maybe I messed up. Do they have a Phoenix in hand? Oh, because they duressed, not Thoughtseize, right? And a Free the Fae. That's also pretty annoying. Oh, that's why, because it counts these as two separate spells. Yeah, I'm gonna play the Karavik. Sure. Steam Vents, Arclight Phoenix, Island, Spire buff now, so. I guess 3 or more? 3 or more. So this is out of their hand now. Played this. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, okay, that's fine. Using with 3 cards in hand is an annoying number. Another Karavik. I could Fatal Push the Goblin, buy back a Duress, and see what their last card is that I don't know. I don't hate that, I guess. It's not ideal. But I don't want to go blank them. I'd love to get 2 Phoenixes with this 1 go blank. Although I suppose next turn, I know they have an Otawara. They can just cast. They can just hard cast a Phoenix. And I can't Fatal Push the Phoenix. Alright, I'm going to attack. See what happens. I assume they don't block. I think I'm going to go blank. get anything back with Karavik. If I draw a land, I can always get that Go Blink back next turn. Discards Otawara and Phoenix? Really? They didn't discard anything to Fable. That's interesting. Take 2. We're going to hardcast this Phoenix. Oh, wait, no, they discarded the Phoenix. Let's add another one. Ah, Crackling Drake. Right. I forgot about Crackling Drake. It's only a 2/4, though. That's not too bad. I can go blank them again. I think I'm going to. It makes their Drake bigger. I'd love to be able to Fatal Push the Drake, but I can't. So that doesn't really do me any good. Yeah. Picklock Prankster and consider. I should have waited. I should have waited and done that on their turn. Because then I could have Fatal Pushed the Kiki Jiki. That was a mistake. Yeah, that was a mistake. Three in the air. I guess I pick white here, right? No way they block. I guess I could block with the Picklock Prankster, but who cares? I don't think they're going to attack next turn with a reflection of Kiki anyway, so I'm probably just going to not be able to block regardless. I can just start making copies of their Drake. Okay. Sunken Citadel. Does me no good. They discard a Steam Vent, sure. Take 7 this turn, probably. Ugh. Take 9. Fuck. That's just lethal. All right. That was a brutal one. I totally forgot about Crackling Drake. And like I said, I definitely should have waited until their turn to Fatal Push so I could get rid of the Reflection. I don't think it would have mattered, honestly. I feel like Waste Not should be a good matchup for Phoenix. That did not go super well. Well, on to the next one, I suppose. Match number 3. 0-2. Losing is fine so long as we learn something. Okay. This isn't ideal, but I can at least Waste Not this time. One. That's the turn. Wouldn't be sad if they played a 1-drop. Just so I could Fatal Push it. Although I guess that's sort of like a... Oh! What is this? My hand is really slow, so I am going to Fatal Push that. Draw another Fatal Push, sure. I'm not sure what they're playing. I'd really love to draw a land, an untapped land. I get the Soul Cauldron. Huh. You spend creature control. Graveyard. When a creature card is exiled this way, +1/+1 counter target creature control. And that it gives them activated abilities. This is a trigger ability. Untapped land? Thoughtseize is fine. I don't know what this deck is. Each creature card in your graveyard has Scavenge. Scavenge cost equals mana cost. Scavenge another creature, regenerate this. Fiend Artisan. +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. Sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a creature card with mana value extra less. Put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. I guess I'm going to take this. That Agatha's Soul Cauldron is pretty scary. So this is certainly a Pithing Needle matchup. A1. A2 Fiend Artisan. Okay. Push the Fiend Artisan. Play this swamp. So we know 2 of the 3 cards in their hand. 2 of them are lands. So I would really love to draw an untapped land here. Another wasteland. Ugh. That is not ideal. But it is what we're doing. Eat my fatal push. And get Forsaken Miner back, yep. I feel like this is a pretty bad matchup for me. Since they want cards in their graveyard, that's not ideal. Eat their own Fiend Artisan, sure. Second Miner now has the ability they can sacrifice it for a creature card with mana extra less put onto the battlefield, then shuffle. They get Scrap Heap Scrounger. It's another reanimation thingy. Oh, they just cast it. They didn't use the ability for it. Play Overgrown Tomb. Now they do it. Need to pay 2 for this? Alright, I really desperately need an untapped land at this point. Citrus Supplier. Insidious Roots. Oh, interesting. I still don't draw the untapped land. That is brutal. Yep. Seiju and Takanuma go into... And Priest of Forgotten Gods? Okay. Alright. I know they can get it back, but at least that's where they have to pay for it. And maybe I'll get them to use their Agatha Soul Cauldron now. Yep, that happens. Yeah, I really could have used that Go Blank last turn. A little too late, I think. Discards Priest of Forgotten Gods. Well, that's something, I suppose. Deathrite Shaman. Sack the Deathrite Shaman so they can eat it with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Get Priest of Forgotten Gods. Swinging for 2. Yep. Duress is nothing. Could Liliana. That's not really anything. I guess when I attack. No blocks. Well, they do block. I guess that makes sense since they can just eat it anyway. It has to tap to do its thing, right? Yes, it does. Okay, so this is fine. +1's counter on the Priest of Forgotten Gods. Okay, that. I'll discard a card. Kill it. Take 4, go to 10. Sorry, I started chewing ice. I wasn't even thinking that I had a microphone here. Okay. Yeah, attacks for 2. Nothing I can do about that. Go to 11. I have 1 card in hand. X is 2. Another Priest of Forgotten Gods, maybe? I'm not sure how to sideboard against this other than Pithing Needle. They got another Forsaken Miner. Tiny Bones joins up. Doesn't do anything at all. They have no cards in hand. Attack them for 6. They go to 4. I play Liliana. Make them sack this Forsaken Miner, which they can just get back. But it also can't block, so... I guess I don't know what else I'm doing. Sack a creature. They can just crime me with, I guess, this whole Cauldron and put it right back in the battlefield. 5, 6, 7, 8. I think they can only do 8 damage to me, though. 9, I suppose, if they put counter on something. 10. 4, 5, so... If it wasn't a creature, they couldn't put the counter on it. Tyvar. Untap up to 1 target creature. Mill 3 cards. Kenrith, the Returned King? That seems bad for me. I have to sacrifice a zombie. Okay. That doesn't kill me. And they currently have nothing that can block? They're currently dead on board. No cards in hand. They can make me sack another creature. No, they can't. I'm not sure what they can do here. Exile land. Exile target restores recovery coverage, but loses 2 life. They can gain 2 life? No. Oh, Kenrith is in the graveyard. They draw a card. Stitcher Supplier does let them block. Okay. Now they can make me sack another creature. Sacrifice a zombie. Now they're not dead. And I probably am? I have to assume I'm drawing a land here. Field of Ruin. Well... Castani Bones joins up. To draw 2 cards, because I get the Soul Cauldron, that's good. Shieldred is unfortunately not castable. Castle Lochthwain, I've already played a land this turn. So that doesn't do me any good either. I don't think Liliana's going to really matter. I guess the Castle Lockmane also isn't really going to matter. No, that's not true. That's not true. If I draw exactly Yissa next turn, if I have another turn, I think I'm dead. They can make me sack 3 creatures. More importantly, deal 6 damage that way, or they could just do 2, 4, 8. I think I'm just dead. Can't attack. Yeah, you know what? Just discard a card. I don't think it's going to matter. I'm almost certainly playing Shoulder next turn anyway. And actually, Gisa doesn't really do me any good, truthfully. They drew another Priest of Forgotten Gods. Okay. Because the zombies that Gisa makes come into play tapped, they wouldn't be able to help me. I'm just going to yield through this turn. I can always shut it off if I need to, but blow up one of their lands, but what's the point of that? I guess I get a black. Oh no, it's Urborg's out. Doesn't matter. Yeah, sacrifice a creature. Down to 5. They can attack me for 4. But I think they can just keep doing the thing that they just did. Right? Oh, or they could just put a +1/+1 counter on this and attack me for 5. That also works, I suppose. Is it mana of any color? Yes, they can do anything from Kenrith. All creatures can trample and haste until end of turn. Yeah, that'll do it. I could have drawn better in this game. I had no idea what was going on for most of it, though. I've never seen this deck before. Out of curiosity. Another Shoulder would not have done me any good. Alright, Pithing Needle obviously comes in. We cast target non-land permanent card from that player's graveyard. So it does take it. I think Tiny Bones is interesting in this matchup. Duress can get Agatha's Soul Cauldron before they can cast it. So that's sort of interesting. They don't really gain life. They really want their creatures in the graveyard, so that doesn't super help. Graveyard Trespasser is probably good, though. Fatal Push, obviously good. I'm not sure Thoughtseize is as good as the Duress. I might actually just bring in 2 Duress for 2 Thoughtseize. Because really all I'm looking for is Agatha's Soul Cauldron with that. Cut Liliana, I don't think she's good here. I'm going to keep Gissa. Actually, no, Gissa doesn't have any activated abilities. It's fine. None of my creatures do. I don't think I play Maze Mind Tome. Put another duress in, I think. No idea how to sideboard in this matchup. 1 land, 2 duress. I don't think I can keep that. That is even worse. My only land being a Field of Ruin is atrocious. Mulligan again. Gotta keep this. So, I think it's the 2 Bitter Triumphs. Play Hive. Play Tiny Bones. Forsaken Miner. Fatal Push would have been great there. Killing their miner and then casting it would have been ideal. Urborg, okay. Priest of Forgotten Gods. Attack for 2. Go blank is interesting. Attack with Tiny Bones. I think they probably block. They don't block. Okay, that's also fine. Cast Karavik. Another Forsaken Miner. Stack both Forsaken Miners. If I discard, or if I sack Karavik, I can oh no, it's Tiny Bones. I can go blank and then cast Tiny Bones. What? Oh, because they gain mana. Okay. Assume the Scrounger. Oh, I didn't even notice the Citrus Supplier was in their graveyard. What's your +1? Untap 1 creature. Alright. So... do I want Tiny Bones? Or Tiny Bones joins up? I think I want a Tiny Bones joins up. So I'm going to attack with Karavik. Attack Tyvar. They're going to block with Stitcher Supplier. I assume. If they don't, that's also fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, mill 3 cards. Deathrite Shaman, Restless Cottage, and Underground Mortuary. Alright, then I'm going to Tiny Bones joins up. Done. This goes in the stack, but I'm not going to cast it. Discard a card. They discard Darkboard Pathway. Pay 3 and go blank you. That goes in the stack. I don't do anything about it. They discard something, I'm sure. They discard Priest of Forgotten Gods and Agadeem's Awakening. What is Agadeem's Awakening? Return from your graveyard to the battlefield any number of target creature cards that each have a different mana value, X or less. You can also play it as a land. Oh, yeah, okay. They go. Scoos. Attack me for 3, sure. Untap the priest. Another go blank. Okay. So now if I attack Tyvar, I sort of assume they double block. I don't really want to go blank them at the moment. Do I draw a card here in the hopes of getting a fatal push? Yeah, I think I probably do. I don't... How much do I care about Kervik being alive? I guess at least this way I get to kill their Scoos. Yeah, alright, I'm going to attack. It means that I don't get my Tiny Bones back, but I think that's fine. Yep, that happens. They eat Tiny Bones. Oh, interesting. Oh, that makes sense. Well, you drew a card to Eat your ooze. Cankerbloom and Fiend Artisan are gone now. They draw a Scooze. Okay. I think I'm going to win this one. Yep, take 3. They untap Priest again. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize does actually factually nothing. Except it cost me a life. Urborg, sure. 6, am I just dead next turn? 2, 4, 5, 6. I am just dead next turn. Alright, whatever. Thoughtseize you. The 8 tiny bones attack me for 6. Yep, what was my next card? Guard Sanitarium would have done nothing. Pithing Needle never even came up. Oh boy. Alright, 0-3. Hopefully we can get one of these next two. I've never seen that deck before. It seems pretty good and really bad for me, given that they also want all their stuff in the graveyard. So, well, see what's next. Alright, match number 4. We win the die roll again. I would love to say that that has helped us. It has not. Okay. This is a hand. Can Tiny Bones on 1. Urborg into Tiny Bones into Hive. Unless I have Bitter Triumph. I have to draw into something, but I actually think I'm going to keep this. Having Tiny Bones in play when I get things like Gissa or Karavik can be pretty important. They did mulligan. That's something. So we're going to... Let's Hive. Choose one player. What do they discard? Phoenix again. Okay. Okay. Another Bitter Triumph. Alright, I guess. I should have mulliganed this hand. Keeping this hand was foolish. Odawara, sure. Fatal Push. Play Field of Ruin, say go. Yeah. 100% I should have mulliganed this hand. Keeping this hand was foolish. Yep. Take, opt, or consider. They take consider. Play consider. Treasure Cruise. Okay. Opt. That triggers Phoenix, right? Does. That's fine. Bitter Triumph. I'm gonna pay the 3 life. Garrett's pretty good. Mill card, lose life. Garrick triggers. I don't have anything to do with it right now. The land, okay. Lightning Axe, Karavik, sure. Free the Fae again. Get another Phoenix. I have 3 Phoenixes in the graveyard now? Alright, this game's over. Play off to get all 3 Phoenixes back. I think that's just game. I can Fatal Push one of them. Take 6. Draw a Waste Knot. A little late for that, I think. Waste Knot. No sense doing this now. Sleight of hand, sure. Automatic iteration. Gross. Treasure Cruise twice. Get their Phoenix back. Attack me for 9. I go to 4. That's totally fine. This game was over anyway. Oops. What would I have drawn into out of curiosity? Doesn't want to show me. Fine. That's fine. Shouldn't be rabbit hunting anyway. That was brutal. Definitely should have mulliganed that hand. Alright. Phoenix. Get the Graveyard Trespassers. Get rid of Liliana. Probably want the Duresses. Cut a Karavik, I think. See how this works out. I don't want to play the Knight of Dusk Shadow, right? Just have an early creature to pressure them with. Is that better than having Bitter Triumph? Or Fatal Push? No, Fatal Push kills everything but Phoenix. Do I want the Knight of Dusk Shadow? Sort of interesting. I'm gonna do it and see how it goes. Castle Lochthwain is a tapped land. Field of Ruin is a non-black land. I cannot keep this. I see. Keeping this. Bitter Triumph goes. I have to keep the lands. I'd like to keep Tiny Bones just because I think it means that they get rid of a Phoenix. I want to keep the Go Blank and the Cling to Dust. I think it's Thoughtseize, which sounds crazy. Tiny Bones joins up. Discard a card. I assume it will be Phoenix if you have one in hand. It is. Okay, that's good. I can eat that next turn with Cling to Dust. Duress is a great draw. See what you got going on. Opt, consider Reality Shift. Interesting. Reality Shift is really interesting, actually. Opt, consider. I don't think I care about Reality Shift. Maybe I do. I guess I do. Let's get rid of that. And then, just because I know you don't have Spell Pierce, I don't want you to draw into one. Let's eat you now. Sure, waste not. Consider, sure. Alright, now I'd love to draw an untapped land. Hopefully they don't have Cruise yet. Alright, untapped land, please. That is not an untapped land. That might be the farthest thing from an untapped land in this entire deck. Searching for Treasure Cruise. Didn't find one there. No Phoenixes in the graveyard yet. No Treasure Cruises yet. Untapped land, please. Fatal Push. Okay. Breathe the Fae. Steam Vents, Iteration, Storm Giants, Treasure Cruise. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Young Pyromancer. Okay. Still no Phoenix in the graveyard. Another Fatal Push? I mean... nothing I can do. I can't imagine I win this game. Crackling Drake. Ugh. I guess I once again should have remembered Crackling Drake when I was sideboarding and kept in Bitter Triumphs. Oh well. Hey, we did it. Do they have their copy of Spell Pierce? They've drawn enough cards. Draw a card, draw a card. Cool. What am I good at earlier? And they cast Phoenix. 12, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, I'm just going to concede this game. There's nothing I can do at this point. Obviously, mulliganing to 5 that game, and then in game 1, not mulliganing when I should have, really hurt. I think I could have won this game if I didn't have to mulligan down to 5, or if I drew a land earlier. Something went slightly different on my end. First game, I'm not sure I could have won it even if I had mulliganed when I should have, but 0-4. This is quite the start to the journey to the RCQ. I guess let's get them all out of the way now. Again, if you noticed anything I did wrong, please let me know in the comments. I'm going to go back through these games, obviously, and rewatch them and take notes and everything, but I will definitely miss some things. It would be a great help to me if anyone watching this could take a look and offer me advice. As long as it's constructive criticism, I welcome it. It's the only way you're going to get better. So, one left to go, I guess. All right, last game. Hopefully we can scrounge out at least one win. We won the die roll again. That is 5 times in a row, and we've yet to win a game. In this entire run, I have never not been on the play. Yeah, let's do it again. Swamp, Fatal Push, Bitter Tramp, Waste Not, 2 Go Blanks. That's keepable, I think. I do think that mulliganing and sideboarding are the 2 things that I am least comfortable with. In terms of, I think knowing when to mulligan really comes down to knowing your deck super well and its place against other decks. Sunken Citadel, I wonder if this is a mirror. Although I guess that could be any number of things. Well, playing Waste Not on 2. Now, ideally we draw an untapped land here. And I get to go blank them and get some value off this Waste Not. Another Sunken Citadel? Interesting. Thought sees me. Sure. So, presumably this is a mirror. I guess you take Karavik here. I think what they take tells us a lot about their hand. Maybe you take Go Blank. I think it's Karavik. Bitter Triumph. Interesting. Interesting. Draw the land. Go blank you. Well, that doesn't feel like I won that. Why didn't they... I guess they would have kept playing if I cast Karavik? That's interesting. Alright. They played 2 Sunken Citadels, a Thoughtseize, and then conceded. So, as far as I'm aware, they're playing Waste Not as well. I don't think I make any changes here. I mean, I guess I could play Path of Peril. I don't think it's worth it, though. I think I just run it back. Maybe Duress. Maybe Duress is better than Fatal Push here. Well, I won a game. It was a non-game, but we take those. So, Tiny Bones joins up on 1. I guess I'm going to keep this on the draw. A lot of creature. Maybe we should have boarded out some of the creature stuff. I wonder if in the mirror I'm better off totally changing up the game plan and just playing a bunch of creatures, because it's not something that most Waste Not decks expect. Duress me, sure. Take Tiny Bones joins up. Took Go Blank. Okay. I'm very far away from being able to cast that. Cling to Dust. Alright. Tiny Bones joins up. Gyre Reach Sanitarium. So they are playing the mirror. They discarded Gyre Reach Sanitarium? What a weird thing to do. They go. Field of Ruin, sure. They're going to Field of Ruin my Field of Ruin? Huh. Sure. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I can't cast anything anyway. I mean, I could Cling to Dust, but in this match, I think it's better to save that for a Karavik trigger. Okay. Duress me again. Sure. You take Cling to Dust, that makes sense. Okay. I think at this point I'm going to eat their Sunken Citadel on their upkeep. I'm not playing a kill spell. I definitely should have boarded these out. At least some of them. As a Lochthwain. Go blank me. Sure. Sunken Citadel. Cool. This is what I meant in the introduction when I said that a lot of Waste Not decks can come down to a top deck war. Another Field of Ruin. I don't see any point in waiting. So now I really want to draw Gissa. Wait, that's fine. I really want to draw Gissa. Urborg. Do I even play Urborg? I guess it's fine at this point. It doesn't really matter. I can take this stop off now. Draw a card. It would be nice to have a utility land that does something. Go blank me. Sure. Waste Not. No sense not casting it. Turn a creature opens with the greatest mana value. Sure. Okay. They're gonna make themselves. What? Oh, that's mine that went off. I thought it was theirs. I was very confused. Should I draw a card? Yep, I know. Karavik is something at least. Mill card. I have nothing in my graveyard. Invoke Despair. That's a pretty good one for them to have to mill. The Oldred. Yep, that's a problem. Issa, please. They debating whether to blow something of mine up? They debating whether to draw a card? I wouldn't draw a card if I were them. Would I blow something of mine up? I don't think it really matters. Them getting those Castle Lochthwains is really the difference in this match. I think I'd be fine if they didn't have those. They keep drawing into stuff, and I keep drawing into lands that are just not the utility lands I need. Guy reached Sanitarium, that's really bad. Oh look, it's my Castle Lochthwain. Well, what did they discard? Children's Edict. I draw my own Guy reached Sanitarium. Okay. Attack me for 4, bring me down to 10. Hostile Investigator. Sure. Attack me to 4, 10. I draw on my turn, go down to 8. Hour of the Eye Tyrant. Way too late. I'm going to concede this game. I don't think there's any way I can win at this point. All right, let's think for a second. Cut a Karavik and a Liliana. I'm going to play these Knights of Dusk Shadow. I'm going to cut these Cling to Dusts. Tiny Bones goes back in. I could play Pithing Needle. Doesn't really seem worthwhile. I'm going to throw in Vote Despair in. I'm going to see how this works. Do I play the Graveyard Treasure, or is that actually... That's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go slightly... I don't think they'll see this... Did I just take one out and put it back in? I did. I don't think they'll see this coming. Losing to the stock version of Waste Not, after talking about how much I think they lean too much into one thing, is not the greatest ending to this episode I can imagine. Put it that way. Yeah, I'll keep. Mulligan to 6. All right. What do you got going on in your hand? Thoughtseize and Go Blank. So I'll take the Thoughtseize. Get another Thoughtseize? That's interesting. Play Castle Lochthwain. Thoughtseize you. I don't care about Shieldred's Edict. I do care about this Hostile Investigator. Thoughtseize you again. I think I get rid of this Go Blank. No, I guess it's Shieldred's Edict, right? In retrospect, actually, maybe I should have taken everything but the Hostile Investigator. Another Castle Lochthwain. Sure. Play Liliana. Each player discards a card. I'm going to discard Bitter Triumph. Skyreach Sanitarium. Sure. Ready to play a land for this turn. Go ahead. Go blank me, sure. I knew that was coming. Not the biggest deal in the world. Sunken Citadel. On black. Discard your card. Swamp. Can't draw, but next turn I can. We're sort of in the opposite situation we were last time. Bankbuster. Okay. It's pretty good. Go blank. Is that better than drawing a card? They have not shown any Karavix up to this point. Swamp, sure. Oh, I wonder if that's a Shieldred in their hand then. No, it was another Go blank. Alright, that's still fine. Let's tick up Liliana again. Next turn I can ultimate her. Draw off Bankbuster, sure. Waste not. Field of Ruin. So if I ultimate Liliana, I want to split up the Hive and the Castle Lochthwain. And I'd like Bankbuster on the same side as Castle Lochthwain, I think. So I do Bankbuster, Lockthwain, Waste Not, Swamp, Hive. Waste Not, Lockthwain, Bankbuster, Hive, Swamp. I assume they'll choose this. I can destroy the Hive. We'll deal with the Bankbuster as it comes. Yes, that's what I want. Oh, interesting. Okay. Go blank. Shieldred and Liliana. Fatal Push. Kervik's a good draw. Put in a whole bunch of creatures that aren't normally in this deck. Sure is nice that I've been drawing those. Another Castle Lockthwain, okay. And a Bitter Triumph. Oh my god. Duress. Sure, let's do this. It's land. Sure. Draw a Bank Buster. Tiny Bones joins up. That's actually sort of interesting. Yep. Ooh. I actually think I want Takanuma over Hive. Maybe I don't. Maybe that's foolish. It's probably foolish. Waste Not, finally. Alright, so we're playing Hive. Playing Waste Not. Discard a card. It's a Hostile Investigator? That's what they discarded? What? So presumably they have Shieldred in hand? And I currently have no way to target them with anything? Ugh. Mm-hmm. Shieldred Edict. Oh. That's annoying. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. Duress, sure. And a swamp. And get Liliana back. Thoughtseize and Liliana. Get rid of Liliana. Tusk Shadow. Okay. Their other card is Thoughtseize. I think we've got this one wrapped up. Shieldred would be annoying, but... Alright. 1 and 4 is fine as a starting place, right? We can work with this. There are some things that happened. Could have gone a little differently. A couple different draws. I certainly could have played better. But if I'm just going to win one of those 5 games, I'm glad it's against the other stalker version of Waste Not. And that I won because of my more proactive decisions in deck building. Am I happy with this result? I kind of am. I think it's kind of fine. Here, hold on a second. We'll talk again in a wrap up. All right. So again, we went 1 and 4. First match was against Amalia combo, which we lost both games. Although the second game they did have to top deck their win. Had they drawn, I think, anything else, and we would have won that game and at least gone to a match 3. I'm not sure if I played poorly in game 1 or not, but I think that match was winnable with a couple of different draws. Match 2 was against Phoenix, and I genuinely don't know if I could have won that game or not. I think I could have. I think I played poorly in this one. I think this one was my fault. Phoenix feels like it should be a good matchup for Waste Not. And forgetting about Crackling Drake was a big problem. That also happened in match 4 where we played Phoenix a second time. That first game, I made a bad mulligan decision. But even with that in mind, I don't think there's any way I was winning that game, the first game. The second game, maybe I could have. Again, I forgot about Crackling Drake, which that's got to get drilled into my head. I'm also not totally sure the best sideboard plan for Phoenix. Them bringing in the Crackling Drakes and me taking out creature removal, specifically non-2 mana creature removal, certainly played a factor in that. Match 3 was against that weird Witherbloom Soul Cauldron deck. I have a vague recollection of hearing about the deck now that I think back on it, but I'd never seen it played before. So I wasn't totally sure what was going on. I'm positive I could have made better decisions there. I'm going to go back and, again, watch all of these, but if you can think of anything that I did during these matches, throw it in the comments. I would absolutely love to hear it. And then that last match against Waste Not, game 1 was a non-game. Game 2, they won through attrition over time. To be fair, we could not stop drawing lands. Had we drawn any threats during that time, I think we would have been okay. And then even in game 3, we won that game through attrition. We couldn't draw any threats until we got that Karavik. Never drew anything other than the one Night of Dusk Shadow at the very end of that game. We put in no Graveyard Trespassers, no Shieldrids, never drew Gissa. I think that I'm pretty happy with the way that we played that one. In all 3 games, again, game 1 was a non-game, but I think we played that one well. But I'm a little concerned with how the draws went, and I'm not sure if that's a deck building issue or just variance. But we'll do this again. I'm probably going to put up another one of these next Tuesday. I might try to film another one for the weekend. I'm going to play this game offline as well. or these leagues, this deck offline as well, because I want to get a lot of reps in. But hopefully next time we'll see some improvement. 1-5 or 1-4, not 0-5, but that's something. And there is a lot to improve on, and I think that we can make incremental improvements from here. And next time, hopefully, even if we just get 2-3, again, I'm really just trying to get to know my deck better. Mulliganing decisions are something that I want to work on, and sideboarding is something I want to work on. So, yeah, all right. I've been Mike from MTG Scribe. Until next time, good luck, and I hope tomorrow is a better day for you.